Hello everybody, and welcome back to part 5, I think. Yeah, I'm uploading part 4 right now, I think. Let me check, actually. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Uploading one video, 1 second. I'll pause the video for a second. Okay, welcome back, and it is part 5, okay. Now, where we last left off, everybody's coming back to school. All of them are happy that he is still alive and was saved by Emiya and Momo, which all the class 1A is congratulating Momo and Emma on capturing Stain. Now, let's skip a little bit further. Now, we're doing the race, which is just Emma versus everyone else. Basically, Emma versus everyone else that he did in canon, or that Deku did in canon. Because, you gotta remember, Deku in this timeline does not exist, or Izuku Midoriya does not exist in this timeline. Emma does. And Emma does. Now, okay, now everyone's placing bets on who they think will win. Almost a lot, most of them are betting on Enma because they know how fast he is. And as soon as All Might says go, within like 3 seconds, Enma gets there to him, and Enma wins. And everyone else just gets exactly what they got in canon, or with at one point, except one place behind. So I'm pretty sure Deku got last. No. Now, let's continue to the final exams, or the before the final exams. Now, everyone who went to Momo's house would go to Momo's house. Everyone who went to Momo's house would go to Momo's house to study. Still, everything goes the exact same, but instead of it just being Momo there teaching them, it's also, you know who? It's Enma. Enma's also there helping Momo teach. Now, let's say that they all learn a little bit faster, and that they do train in combat. I'll say at least a little bit, because Enma would recommend it, saying that the final exams won't just be about writing. It'd also be about fighting. At one point, it'd be about fighting. And when Enma says that, because of everything that's happened to our class, we're probably going to fight the teachers instead of robots, because robots are going to be too easy. Which would scare everyone who's working with Enma and Momo. But they will be slightly less scared than they were in canon. Against when it was revealed to them. When it was revealed to them when they actually got there. Now, everyone arrives, and of course, the teams are announced with everybody being on the exact same teams. Except for Enma, because Enma's still replacing Deku, and Emma's gonna be on the same team as Bakugo. Bakugo will be more willing to work with Enma, but still would run off, not really wanting to work with Enma and wanting to prove himself. Because Bakugo knows he's weaker than Enma, and wants to prove that he's stronger. So Bakugo still wants to work by himself to fight All Might. Todoroki and Momo come up with their plan before the fight instead of during the fight, because Momo and Todoroki, because Momo's more confident, and then they make a plan. Emma and Bakugo are placed in the same team for the exact same reason they were in canon. Because of Bakugo's less than willingness to work with anybody. But every fight goes almost the exact same. Now we're going to go to Enma versus Bakugo, the most important and the only fight that's going to change it all. Now, Bakugo would charge at All Might and immediately get knocked out. Because he charged at All Might head on. Enma would have hidden in the shadows and fired a Broken Phantasm, or Gale Bolt, for the very first time in a while, directly at All Might. All Might would not be able to dodge because this is a very big attack. And Bakugo is out of the range. Because All Might punched Bakugo and sent him flying across the city. Deku, Enma was counting on this, and he knew Bakugo was out of range, so he fired Gale Bolt at All Might. Immediately knocking All Might out, because this is a very, very powerful attack. It's considered a A-class Noble Phantasm, and those are very powerful. I think there's only like 2 people who survived being hit by Gale Bolt. One of them being Hercules, or not Hercules. I don't know if it's Hercules. I don't think it's not Hercules. I don't think so. Being Berserker, who has a very, very powerful Noble Phantasm. I think it's like it's very powerful, and even Archer himself, which is Enma, said that even with all the servers working together, they could not kill him. And All Might is nowhere near comparable to Berserker. Because Berserker scales to all six of the other 6 servants, which was Archer himself, Saber, who is King Arthur, Sasaki Kojiro, Assassin, Caster, and Rider. All of them. And they're all very powerful. And coming from Archer, saying that all 6 of them couldn't beat him alone, or could not beat him, that's saying something. But All Might's immediately knocked out by Gale Bolt, which would surprise everyone because they didn't know Gale Bolt was that powerful. And All Might wasn't expecting Gale Bolt, or expecting to get hit by Gale Bolt. Now, my wrist hurts. What the fuck? Anyway. Now. Okay, sorry, I blanked out for a second. Now, we're going to skip. No, we're not going to skip. We're going to. As Bakugo wakes up in the infirmary, he asked Recover Girl what happened, and Recover Girl says you got knocked out. And Bakugo asked if they won and if they passed. All Recovery will say your team did win, but you did not pass. Now your partner did. Your partner, what was his name again? Enma knocked out All Might with a single arrow. This would piss off Bakugo to no extent. This is when he would finally realize that there's no catching up. There's no getting stronger than or catching up to Enma. Also, if you didn't watch part 4, I gave One for All to Momo. Momo didn't use it because she didn't really need to. And plus, they fought Aizawa, so there's really no way she could have used it. Oh no, I'm gonna come back in time a little bit and say I actually have an idea. They actually do a different plan. Momo would tell Todoroki that if you come in from Aizawa would not see me as big of a threat as he would see you. So he would aim for you first. So you come at him from the front and I'll sneak up behind him. And I'll get him and grab him and tie him up. And handcuff him. While you distract him from the front. Todoroki agreeing, and when no one's looking, Momo would use One for All, full cowling, let's say 8%. And would sneak up and run up behind Aizawa, sweeping his legs out from under him, grabbing his arms, and slamming him to the ground and handcuffing him. Catching him by surprise as well, which adds to the factor. Aizawa is impressed with how Momo snuck up on him. And Aizawa would say that training with Enma really does something, doesn't it? With Momo saying yes. Now time for the time for filler. It is when everyone goes to the mall. Basically, Shigaraki gets no one to grab onto, so he just ignores everybody. He doesn't get a chance to grab on anyone, but also something else happens. He notices that he's getting glared at. He doesn't know from where, but he can tell he's being glared at. And then he looks around to see, and he locks eyes with Enma. Shigaraki saying, "Crap." He knows it's me. With Enma shaking his head no. And walks off. With Momo, of course. Now, time for the pool event. Now, Kaminari and Mineta would still get Enma, or try to get Enma to take them to the pool for training. Enma says that's actually a great idea. And Enma will then say, "I know your plan, and I'm completely ruining it by inviting everyone else." Which will completely sadden and heartbreak Mineta and Kaminari, which then they'll say that we don't care, we still get to see the girls. With Enma cracking his knuckles and saying, "You better not be looking at a certain somebody." They both know who he's talking about, which is Momo, and they would say, "We would never. She is your girlfriend after all." With Enma saying, "Good. Now that we got that clear, I will at least assist you." And the fact that it would be interesting for all the boys to get together and actually do something productive. instead of everyone just sitting at home doing nothing until the training camp. Now, they would do the exact. This would happen under different circumstances. Aizawa, of course, would still accept because it's Enma, the strongest and smartest of their class. With Enma also telling Aizawa what Kaminari and Mineta really wanted to do, but Enma said I have other plans to actually have everyone train. With Aizawa saying sure, just watch the two. With Enma saying I will. And then they go into the pool and everyone else is there. Including Bakugo, who got there earlier than what he did in the anime. Whoops. Now, we're going to cut to... Okay. Basically everything goes to canon until the races. Now when we got everybody wins their race. But when it gets to the final one, Enma, Bakugo, and Todoroki, and Ida... No, Ida wasn't in there. It was Enma. It's going to be Enma, Bakugo, and Todoroki. Before Todoroki, Enma, and Bakugo could even begin, as soon as Ida says go, Enma's already at the end, and Bakugo and Bakugo and Todoroki are in the water, and Aizawa says time's up. All of you need to leave. With Enma saying I would have won anyway, because he's already at the other side. And everyone admits that Enma would have won. And then everyone goes home, and that's the end of filler. Now it's time for the Black Forest training camp arc. Now, on the bus right there, Enma would get or his clairvoyance would activate, and it would show him that there's gonna be a trap. And Enma tells everybody to stay close to the bus. They would ask why, and Enma would not give an answer, and Enma would say, "Just trust me." Now, when everybody gets off the bus, but they stay relatively close to it, Enma leaning right against it, with Momo standing next to him, asking him why he's not with everyone else. As Enma will say, "I told him to stay near the bus, and then you'll see." As he would grab Momo's arm for literally 2 seconds, he would grab Momo's arm, and then the ground beneath her would give out, with Enma holding her in the air. And Enma will say, "This is why I told everyone to stay near the bus. But I'm not gonna let you fall for that little trap. Which you did, but I'm not gonna let you fall down there and have to go through the forest." But Enma will say, "I'll help from up here as much as I can." Enma will then pull out his bow, get on top of the bus, and as the bus is driving, Enma would hide him and Momo on top of the bus, which I'm pretty sure heads to the training camp anyway. He would hide him and Momo on top of the bus, and as it's driving to the training camp, everybody will be running through when they notice arrows flying through the air and hitting the beasts, which they would be glad that even though Enma left them behind, it's not leaving them without some help. They would notice that even though, and they would say that they would all say that, well, at least he's still helping us, which all of them would be thankful for. Now, okay, so they would all arrive to see that Enma is still holding his bow and has an arrow out aiming at the forest. And when he sees them, he puts his arrow and bow away and says, "Y'all finally made it." And Momo's sitting down, just reading a book. Some of them are angry that some of them are angry at him for leaving them behind, but they get over it because he still helped them. Now the training camp begins. Now, Enma's training is just to create more designs. That's really it. He's given a lot. He's given books and a lot of pens or a lot of paper. He's giving a lot. He's given 2 books, or he's given like 3 to 4 books of just completely empty, and a pen, or no, a pen and a lot of pencils. Enma makes more and more designs for weapons. Now we're going to get to the attack on the Black Boys training camp. Now, let's say right before everybody goes out, including Class 1B, Deku would scream at everyone to get back inside. Everybody would ask what's going on, and Enma would say, "My quirk just activated. We're about to be attacked." So that's, "What do you mean?" And then Enma would explain, one of my part of my quirks is basically one part of my quirk is called clairvoyance. I can tell what's going to happen, and we're about to be attacked. Everybody get inside the building now. He tells Aizawa to get what's her name, Ragdoll, back here immediately. Ragdoll hasn't left yet, so Ragdoll will not be captured. And Emma will say, I'll get on top of the roof. As Mandalay will say, "Where's Koda?" And no, I skipped something. The little event that happened with the baths. So let's just cut back a little bit. Let's say a few days. We're all in the hot springs, and Minetta's looking at the wall, and he's about to start climbing up it when he hears a voice behind him, which is Enma saying, "Don't you dare." And then he feels that Enma is looking directly at him. When he turns around, there's an arrow pointed at his face. With Enma saying that, "I know exactly what you're planning to do, and I'm not going to let you do it." Mineta saying it's well worth the risk, and he begins to climb, but he doesn't even get a quarter way up before he's grabbed by Enma and thrown to the ground. The girls hearing a crash would ask what happened from over the wall, and Ida would say it's just Mineta and Enma, with the girls immediately understanding what happened, because it's Mineta and Enma. They realize that Mineta was about to do something perverted, and Enma stopped him. And the girls ask if Mineta's okay, and Ida would say that he's just fine, it's just that he's probably hurt. And then they hear Enma yell, "Is it worth the risk now, Mineta?" And then they hear Mineta cry out, and then they hear Mineta say no. God damn.